right, time for some geometry work. You should have watched the video on Monday about three-dimensional solid shapes to review the names that you already know, but also to talk specifically about the parts of a 3D shape. And that is something that I know you didn't cover in second grade. And in our book, our Simple Solutions book, they simply ask you what the names of them are. So that is a new topic. So you should have learned the words faces, edges, and corners or vertices. I think your video did corners, and I'm going to talk about what vertices are. They are corners, by the way. So you're going to need two papers today for this lesson. We're going to work on this one, this spreadsheet together, and go through what you learned in the video, and we're going to fill in our numbers and the names of our three-dimensional solids together, and you're going to turn that in on Friday. And then this one is going to be a scavenger hunt around your house, and you're going to complete that on your own. You could go outside too and do that there later this afternoon. So let me get this one put on my whiteboard here. And let's start working on this together. So the first one we have at the top is, excuse me, a rectangular prism. Yep, it's a type of rectangular prism. Very weird. And I moved my paper clip. I'm sorry, guys. There's a couple of rectangular prisms. This one and this one are two different kinds, but this down here is a pyramid. So they have two different ones there. So we're going to go ahead and do both of them at the same time. Rectangular prism. Rectangular prism. All right, so the next column is for faces. And faces, as you learned, are the flat surfaces that we find on our solids. So here we have one, but don't forget on 3D, in a 2D picture, you always have to think about what you can't see. So one, and then there'd be one over here, two, three, there'd be one over here, four, and five. So there are five faces on the rectangular prisms. Five flats. If it is a 3D solid that has a curved face, like the cylinder, we don't count that when we say faces. That's only for flat. So edges are where two of the faces come together and they make a long line. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So on a rectangular prism, there are 9 edges all the way around. And I wish that I had brought our solids home with me, but they're at school, so I can't show you. I have great wooden ones that we could just count, but we don't. And then vertices are corners. So one corner is called a vertex. Multiple corners are called vertices, which is a wonderful, fun word. Geometry is a lot of fun words. So that is where two of your edges come together. So like here, there's a corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 vertices on rectangular prisms. All right. So anything that has triangles or squares or rectangles that make up the 3D shape of it are going to have a lot of edges and a lot of faces and a lot of vertices. Items that have circles involved in them do not have as many of those because we have that rounded surface or a rounded face. So the second one here is a cylinder. I'm going to right, cylinder. And everybody copy it down. Cylinder. I know you know it. You just need to look at the spelling. Cylinder. And then faces. Flat. One here and one on the back side. And then most of a cylinder is made up of a curved surface. And that doesn't get counted into your faces. Edges. We have where our curved surface meets our flat surface. So we have one round edge here and one round edge back there. So it has two. Now, does it have any corners or vertices? Is there any sharp where two edges come together? No, because we have these large curved edges. So we're going to put a 0 there. So a cylinder is 2, 2, 0. Much different than rectangular prisms 5, 9, and 6. All right, so let's move down to the next one. This, of course is called a cone. And this is my favorite. And it's my favorite because it has one of each. It has one face. It has one edge around the bottom, all the way around the bottom. And it has one vertex at the top, right up at the top. One. And then, of course, if you were going to count curved surfaces, it would have one curved surface. So cones have one of each. It's always been my favorite 3D solid. Cone has one of each. So remember that the edge I'm talking about is this that goes all the way around the bottom. And your flat surface is on the bottom. Then you have a large curved surface. And because you're wrapping that curved surface around like this, you get a vertex at the top. And that is also very unusual when you have rounded curved surfaces. So our next one is the one that everyone loves to say. And that is the sphere. Sphere. You have to make a face. Sphere to say it correctly. And sphere is fun because it has no faces, no flat surfaces. It has no edges, and it has no vertices. 0, 0, 0. It is made up entirely of a curved surface. 0, 0, 0. All right, now we're going to get down to somewhere where we have to do a little more counting. So our next one is a cube. Cube. And I'm going to tell you that we're also going to skip past the pyramid and we're going to do the very bottom one, which is a, whoops, sorry guys. Please erase that at the top. Mrs. Gary got ahead of herself. Those are triangular prisms. Triangular prisms. I'm sorry. I know you're probably going, all right, this one at the bottom is the rectangular prism. You probably thought that I was also, I bet you knew that. I'm putting both the cube and the rectangular prism down because we are going to find that they have the same number of faces, the same number of edges, and the same number of vertices. You know, the only difference between the two is that this is stretched out to a rectangle and this is a square. So other than the fact that a rectangle prism is stretched, it's a cube that's stretched, everything else about it is going to be the same number-wise. So we're going to fill in both of those. So the first thing we're going to count is our flat surfaces, our faces. So we have one on the top and one on the bottom. That makes 2. And then around the outside we have 3, 4, 5, and 6 that we can't see. So they both have 6 flat surfaces. 6 flat surfaces. Now we're going to count our edges where our flat surfaces come together. So around the top and the bottom we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top, and then again on the bottom. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Can't see that one back there. And then we have the ones that join the top and the bottom together. So 9, 10, 11, and then of course there's that one back there that we can't quite see, 12. So we have 12 edges on our cube and our rectangular prism. 12 edges. These are our highest numbered solids. And now we need to look at our vertices, our corners. So we have obviously around the top we had 4 edges, so we're going to have 4 vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4. And where our flat surfaces on the side meet our top flat surface, and that's going to be the same on the bottom, where the flat surfaces on the side meet that flat surface on the bottom. So we had 4 vertices here, and we'll have 4 here. 5, 6, 7, and of course the hidden one in the back, 8. So there are 8 vertices on a cube and a rectangular prism. I'll hold that up so you can do 6, 12, 8. All right, now our last one is our pyramid. And a pyramid is different than a rectangular solid because its base is a square, and you can see that these bases are triangles. So that's why it has a different name. All right, so flat surfaces, it has one on the bottom, and then it has 1, 2, 3, 4 up above. So that makes 5 flat surfaces. 5 flat surfaces. And then let's count our edges. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then there's that one in the back you can't see, 8. All right, and then our vertices, our corners. So we have the ones around the edges, 1, 2, 3, and then of course one in the back we can't see is 4, and then one on the top is 5. So a pyramid has 5, 8, and 5. 5, 8, and 5. All right, so don't forget to put your name at the top of that paper, and that you will turn in, and you will on the 15th, you'll turn it in. But you're not done. You also need to do this one today, and this is the one you're going to respond to me on Seesaw with. And you're going to read me what you found, and you're going to do a little bit of review. So I have a cylinder, a rectangular prism, a cone. There's my pyramid. There's my cube and my sphere and a rectangular prism. So you need to write their names down, just like what I said and what we practiced on the other paper and what you watched in the video and what you've done in your Simple Solutions book. If you need to have spelling, you can look at the other paper, or the spellings are in the back of your Simple Solutions book. All right, once you have the names down, then you're going to wander around your house. Maybe you have clipboards at home. I don't know. We do, but that's because my husband's a contractor. Otherwise, just put it on top of a book and wander around. You can go outside if you want to. And you need to write down the name of an object, or if you want to do as many as you can find, that would be terrific. As many things that you can find in your house that are this shape. Okay? So, I know the most common one of this is if I flip it up and a cylinder, I'm going to find that in my kitchen. Many different containers are shaped like that, like oatmeal boxes and breadcrumb boxes are cylinder shapes. So wander around your house or outside and find some objects that are three-dimensional solids that match, and write their names here after you put the actual names there. And then you're going to read to me what you found. You're going to say, cylinder, I found these. All right, and hopefully you're able to find most of them. I know cones are a little hard. So, but if you happen to have ice cream cones in your pantry cupboard, you're solid. So you'll read it to me and share it. The other thing that we normally do is learn how to draw three-dimensional shapes. And I do that on my own on the board and show you how to draw as many of them as you can. It's going to be really hard for me to do in a video format like this. So I know some of you would love to do that. It's going to be an optional activity in which you can practice drawing 3D shapes. And I'll just attach a video to that on how to draw 3D shapes if you want to do that for my artists. All right, and we're going to move on to some interesting geometry the next couple days. They're called transformations. Is a special kind of thing, and they come at the end of the geometry unit after we've talked about symmetry and congruence. I'm not doing lessons on symmetry and congruence because we are super, super, super good at those particular concepts. You've practiced them the entire year with me, both in our simple solutions and in other activities in the classroom. So transformations are going to build off of those. So if you think of lines of symmetry and looking the same or being similar, that's going to help as we go through these two lessons. They're fun. And that'll wind up our geometry. All right. See you tomorrow.